Hi, I'm the University of Colorado's Dr. Jackson Crawford. I'm an Old Norse specialist, and when I've taught the Old Norse language, I have frequently joked with my students that the Old Norse word for badass is Drengr. Drengr is one of the best things that you can call someone in Old Norse, and indeed the connotations of this word are very similar to the connotations of the word badass in English. Who do you call a badass? Someone who's recklessly courageous, someone who doesn't back down from a fight, but also someone who probably has somewhat of a sense of sportsmanship and fair play. A badass, or a Drengr, is someone who matches up against even opponents, or maybe opponents who are a little bit better than he is, not someone who picks fights with people who are weaker. So the word Drengr has very, very similar meanings in Old Norse. There's also an adjective Drengaligur, so someone who is Drengaligur is like a Drengr. There is the adverb Drengalega, so something that is done Drengalega is done badassly. There is even the adjective Drenglunder, which is like with a Drengr mind, someone who has mental characteristics that suggest a Drengr. Women can be called Drengr. In fact, in Njal Saga, for example, there's two women called Drengr. It has basically the same connotations when applied to a woman, someone who does not back down from a battle and who has some kind of a sense of fair play. The word is found very frequently on runic inscriptions in the Younger Futhark from the Viking-Age. In fact, it's one of the most characteristic words of Viking-Age runic inscriptions that someone is called a Drengr, often a Góðr Drengr, a good Drengr, or Besti Drengr, the best Drengr. These kind of word associations often occur. You can kind of compare that to English, where you might say someone is a good badass or best badass, but of course Drengr is a somewhat more formal word in Old Norse than it ever would be in English. Well, there's also a word that is called skorungr, which can be used for women only, and that kind of has similar senses to Drengr, but also implies some kind of extra or exceptional talent. Well, I hope this has been somewhat interesting and informative for you, and from beautiful Colorado, I'm wishing you all the best.